Some photos just hit different, you know? The kind of photos that just make you stop scrolling and sort of rewind the moment. Maybe even question if you should quit photography altogether because just damn. Hi there. Welcome to the first episode of what I hope will become a weekly dose of appreciation, inspiration, and maybe even a smidge of friendly envy. If you've never been to this channel, my name is Ian. If you have been to this channel, we're trying something new. We're going in a different direction. We are foregoing all of the tech, all of the gear, all of the jargon of photography and filmmaking and lenses and all of that. There's enough channels out there talking about the specs and the importance of gear and how gear is important, but then it's not, and then just bleh. I've spent the last couple years chasing tire smoke, dodging flying rubber at my face, and just capturing some really awesome moments in professional drift, at least in North America. It's been amazing. But after doing this for a couple years, I realized that I want to be able to share some of the things that inspire me every single time that I go out for a client or for an article or for press shooting or whatever the scenario might be. I literally push myself every single time to get just incrementally better at my craft because of the things that inspire me. And so I want to take the light that is on, you know, the photographers out in the wild, and I want to shine that light on everything that you guys are doing. So whether you're a pro with a pit pass or a brand new beginner chilling in the bleachers, in the nosebleeds with your very first zoom lens, we're going to be talking about you guys. And I'm going to be breaking down some of, at least in my opinion, some of the best shots, not just throughout, you know, my entire time of being a photographer, but throughout like history, from the decades past to something that was just shot yesterday from someone I've never met. We're going to talk about these because if you're anything like me, a single photo can fire you up to step up your creativity faster than a GT3 RS on launch control. So I'm going off of my iPad so that, you know, I can actually do the things that I'm talking about and I can see them. I can't do this off memory. Sorry, guys. But, you know, I'm showing it here because we're recording it. I'm going to go to the profile of one of my friends in my close circle of photographers. His name is John Putman. He's a photojournalist. This is actually the wrong page. So he has two different pages. He's a photojournalist. He was actually, you know, one of the guys who was in the fires in Southern California back in January. He was one of those. And his shots, I mean, as you can see, like you hate saying it because of the tragedy that was all of those fires and all of the destruction and chaos and health problems that ensued because of, you know, just how many there were and how massive those fires were and how long they lasted. But his shots, like especially this one of like the apartment buildings, they're amazing. They're clearly a photojournalist style. And he's quite a lot of photojournalism. It's all over the place for his job. That's what he does, and he's very good at it. But he and I met in the media circle on the inside of a track at Irwindale before it closed down in 2023, and we pretty much just hit it off immediately. But here's the thing: I'm now on his regular, or not regular, but his more like motorsport page. Because while he does photojournalism, he prefers motorsport stuff. And he was at both Formula Drift in Long Beach a couple weeks ago with me and a bunch of other people. But even though I didn't get to stay for the Long Beach Grand Prix, he did. So he was able to get these shots. I think, you know what, I'm going to do this on my photos because that way I can, there we go, full screen. So fantastic photos. No, you don't need to see me. And so his shots are very good. He does a great job with composition. He is great with these kinds of angles and really loves shooting wides, probably because of his photojournalistic background. His normal lens is probably between a 35 and a 50. And it's not that his shots are holy crap by themselves. That's not why I wanted to talk about John first. It's because he's able to get shots like these with only one arm. He doesn't only have one arm. He only has one working arm. He was in an accident. He essentially lost complete mobility in his right arm and hand. And he can't do anything with it. It's in a permanent sling. Well, I mean, not a permanent sling, but it doesn't leave the sling or else it would just hang there. Yet, with just his left hand, and you can see it in his, let's go back to his profile. You can see it in his profile photo. If you're actually looking for it, that right arm is in the sling. Look at his technique that he has to use in order to shoot. He's literally using his entire hand, his entire left hand, and he was a righty before the accident. I asked him. And he's focusing, zooming, and triggering in one hand on top of having to stabilize not a mirrorless, a DSLR. He may have switched now that I think about it. But when I met him, and at least the first year of he and I always shooting together, he was on a regular DSLR. So that had some weight to it. So now that you see his scenario, his situation, his current picture in life that is his lack of mobility in his right arm, the fact that he can do these with now his dominant arm, but previously his non-dominant arm, and he can do these all with one hand, one arm. I can't even fucking go to the bathroom and shit with one hand, with my dominant hand. I don't know how, realistically, I do not know how he is able to get shots like these so consistently with one hand. And this is why I wanted to talk about John first. It's not because, and you saw the numbers, it's not because his following is huge. I mean, I have a bigger following, but that means nothing. Following has nothing to do with your skill. Following has nothing to do with your ability. It's just a number. John's ability to overcome something and do this kind of shit, it actually baffles me. Don't get me wrong, some of these shots, like by themselves, they're clinical, they're clean, they're definitely more of like a photojournalistic, just got to get the shot for my client, just got to get the shot for the article type stuff that I have to do also. There's nothing wrong with those. But he's able to get artsy. He's able to hit, pans. He's able to hit, like, this is probably, and he can correct me when he sees this, I'm going to guess that this was about if it's not a 50, it's a 35, and this was probably about a 60th of a second, because that's an IMSA racer. That's not a drift car. This guy's going faster, definitely faster. This is the hairpin. He was probably at like a 16 or an 18, something like that. But he's facing down, so maybe that's why I think it's an 18. So it's possible he was at a 16, or maybe even wider up to like a 12 maximum. But I don't really see any fisheyeing on the outside. So I'm going to say a 16. With how close they are, I'm still going to say he was pushing a 60th, maybe even a 50th of a second. And he's still hitting the same shots that like 2-decade-long shooters in motorsport photography with both hands are hitting. Like, his ability is just fantastic. It's mind-boggling. Like, look at this. So he's now having to get lower. So he's probably, because the K-rail, which is the white cinder block, basically, like that's the barrier that at the hairpin of Long Beach for Formula Drift and for the Long Beach Grand Prix, that's where we are allowed to be if you have media passes and credentials and all of that. And I know how hard it was for me to balance with all of my gear on my belts and everything, and my cameras and my lenses, and with both hands, and trying to get this shot when they are, and this is not a joke, 4.5 feet from you at most. And this guy's turning in. So John is on the right side of the apex, not the first entry, but he's at the exit of that hairpin, which means they're getting even closer for their racing line. So they're probably like only 3 feet from him, and he's still able to hit something like this. This is what I'm talking about. Like, guys like this exist, and this kind of shit just fuels me, because it's like, fuck, you're able to do this with one goddamn hand, dude. Like, it really makes me think, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, that's not to say that I'm like worse or better or he's worse or better, because everything is subjective. But it's like when you actually understand the story behind like John's photos and his ability to still hit these shots, it's like, fuck, goddamn superhero, yo. It's crazy. All right, so I'm gonna put the iPad away. Let's just put it right back over here so I can see my script, because I can't do this all on my own yet. It's episode 1. So if you've got a shot that you are proud of or proud of surviving, hit me up. My email, my contact information is a part of this profile. It is public. Send it to me. Send me that info. Send me the shots. Send me the how the photo was taken and the scenario, and if you just barely escaped with your life or something like that, because I love getting inspired by not just, you know, the super high pros, but everyone, because everyone has this ability, and I want to share this inspiration so that others can be as well. So if this video did not suck, then feel free to hit that like button. If it did, too bad, so sad. It's episode 1, guys. I feel like it's gonna suck, but at the same time, I had fun with it. So I am gonna do what I can, like I said, to make this a weekly thing. I am quite busy. I have clients in Formula Drift, so I'm gone every single month regardless. I run a marketing agency. I help out my parents with their home. I'm a busy guy, but I'm trying, because while video is king for social, photos live. Photos pull at your heartstrings. They yank at those emotions. They rip out all sense of self and just throw you into the moment of what you're seeing and just leave you in a sense of wonderment. And yeah, I'm being a little poetic about it. Fuck off. That photography is beautiful. I love this shit. I hope that I can keep finding all of the things that inspire me, because they're out there, they're everywhere, and hopefully some of these can inspire you guys. So that's all for episode 1, and sorry if the audio sucked. I haven't yet soundproofed the room. I apologize, but I'll see you on episode 2. Take care.